Good News Weekly, back at you with another video. That's what the kids say.
I'm JGriff. This is Luke McDonald, man. We at the barbershop once again, here to do another episode. We started a church, northwest suburbs of Chicago. Good News in the Neighborhood. I'm one of the leaders there, and this guy, he brings God's word every week. So we're here with another video to talk about what's going on in the world and give you guys our perspective, whether you like it or not.
And if you don't like it, please hate watch it, or please hate in the comments. That gets it in the algorithm.
That does, actually.
And that's the way that you would go to be one of those people. Yeah. That's what Zuckerberg wants.
That's right.
We want to talk today about a year has gone by now since this big uprising. A lot of people that were watching this last year were marching in protests a year ago, or were carrying signs, or maybe were wringing their hands at home, watching the news, whatever that was. Mm-hmm. And you shared something in one of the services at the church recently that I thought was so meaningful. Yeah. That just kind of gives a good, I think, really useful handle for a lot of what we've seen over the last year.
Yeah, what I was saying was, as an African American in this country, and as a believer, we can get very emotionally driven into the media, into all the uprising and everything. And there's issues going on, but I had to remind the church that we need to think biblically and not emotionally, not just so far on the left, not so far on the right, but just think the way the Lord would want us to think about it when it comes to justice and reform and all these other things. Because that's what keeps me grounded. Because if not, I don't know where I would be. You know what I'm saying? And I think as a believer and as a black person in this country, it's easy for us. And I'll say this: it's easy for us to play the victim, and it's narrative driven right now. A lot of this stuff is narrative driven, and some of y'all are not gonna like that, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? So I'm not a victim. You know what I mean? And I don't want to have a victim mentality. So
I think what's so meaningful, and I think it's been meaningful in our church, and I just want to throw it out for everyone for consideration, is this idea that we have a choice how to respond to things that we see in the news.
Yes.
We can respond emotionally, which is like kind of what just comes up. We can respond kind of factually. Some of us do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna print out the lyrics to the song. I'm gonna tell you why it's good or bad.
Right.
Did that lately with this Peaches nonsense my boys are trying to play all the time. I don't know about all that Justin Bieber thing.
Next episode.
Yeah. But you were encouraging us, don't respond factually, don't respond emotionally, respond biblically. Yeah. That the way that I must interpret the news, the way that I must interpret my life, what's going on around me, all the things, is from what the Bible says.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how often those of us who believe the Bible can still somehow get sidetracked into responding other ways. Have you seen that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm guilty of it for sure. You know, when things happen and you get so caught up in your emotions, you just kind of react what you would naturally react to, like your flesh. You know, but when you reading the scriptures, you know, it talks about love, and it talks about, you know, loving our neighbor as ourselves, and it's like, man, loving my enemies. You know what I mean? Like, so right now the narrative, I would say last summer rather, the narrative was the, you know, defund the police and the police this, and it's like the police are not my enemy. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I just had to take a step back and have to take some time off of social media and off of the news, because you can get real riled up. You know, whichever side you're on, whether you're on the police side or, you know, this side or whatever. So yeah, man, we got to keep our heads in the scriptures when it comes to these things.
That's awesome. Keep our heads in the scriptures. That's Good News Weekly. Thanks for joining us. If you hated this, please comment. Thank you.
If you loved it, comment as well.
Possibly also.